Good morning to everybody. In my last video, in chemical properties of the alkanes, I explained you substitution reactions of the halogens and its mechanism. Today, I will explain you some more chemical reactions of the alkanes like nitration and sulfonation and its mechanism. You see, in the case of the nitration, alkanes do not react with nitric acid at room temperature. Only the substitution reaction takes place at high temperatures. For example, if we take example of the methane, when reacts with nitric acid, it is in a vapor phase reaction that is at high temperature, that is more than 725 K. Substitution reactions takes place and form the nitromethane. Now if we take the higher alkane, suppose it is ethane, it reacts with nitric acid in vapor phase at high temperature, form the nitroethane. But here is a point, as the number of the carbon atom increases, a mixture of the nitrates are formed, that is carbon-carbon breaks itself also. Suppose in the case of the ethane, when it is nitric acid in vapor phase, it forms the nitroethane and the nitromethane, that is a mixture of the nitroethane and the nitromethane, because in vapor phase carbon-carbon also breaks and two products, that is nitroethane and the nitromethane, is formed. Now if we take example of the propane, where three carbon atoms, it reacts with nitric acid in vapor phase. Now here see, one is nitropropane, other is 2-nitropropane, third is nitroethane, and fourth is nitromethane. So here we say, as the number of the carbon atom increases, a mixture of the products are formed. Now as the higher alkanes, that is, if we talk about the hexane, it reacts only on boiling and form the nitrohexane. So this is the nitration of the alkanes. So methane, ethane, propane, they react at high temperature in vapor phase. Nitromethane is formed in first case, but in ethane and the propane, a mixture of the nitrates, the product is formed. For example, again listen, ethane form the nitroethane and the nitromethane, while the propane, it form the nitropropane, 2-nitropropane, nitromethane and the nitroethane. So in the case of the hexane, it reacts only when it boils with nitric acid to form the nitrohexane. Now what is the reaction mechanism? In my last video I explained you that free radical reactions are carried out in the case of the alkanes. It means first nitric acid breaks OH and the NO2 because it is a covalent bond, so sharing of the electrons breaks, and this OH takes one hydro from the alkane, form the water, and alkyl radical is formed. Now here alkyl radicals and the nitro radicals. They join together to form the nitro alkanes. Now, next is sulfonation. Sulfonation means reaction of the alkanes with sulfuric acid. You know H2SO4, when it breaks the covalent bond OH and the SO3H. Now this reaction takes place at high temperature with fuming sulfuric acid. This sulfonation takes place at high temperature with sulfuric acid. Suppose we take an example of 2-methyl-propane. It reacts with sulfuric acid, that is fuming sulfuric acid. High temperature, that is more than 675 K. One of the hydrogen atom is substituted by the SO3H. Here sulfuric acid breaks into OH and the SO3H group, a covalent bond between the OH and the SO3H. So here it forms the 2-methyl-propane to sulfonic acid. And if we take one more example, that is hexane, reacts with fuming sulfuric acid at high temperature, it forms the hexane sulfonic acid. So this is the sulfonation and this is the nitration, that is the substitution reactions. Now here in the case of the sulfonation, what is the mechanism? Same free radical. This OH, SO3H, that is sulfuric acid, form the OH and the SO3H, that is group. And this OH group substituted one hydrogen from the alkane, form the alkyl group, that is a free radical. And this free radical and the SO3H free radical, they join form the undergo sulfonation. So this is the two reactions of the substitution, that is nitration and the sulfonation. In my next video, I will explain you more reactions. It is clear to you. So that is nitration and the sulfonation, and here it is the mechanism. So if you like my videos, please share and subscribe. Thanks very much.